What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brennan. I'm BMAX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We are here with our market analysis for the Digimon TCG. Like we do every Friday, we're here to talk to you about card prices, but what's going on in the Digimon trading card market, what's going up, what's going down, how the tournament pricing is going, what hype is in the air for new sets. It's all relevant, and it happens to change every week, and we're just here to bring you more of it. So let's get into it. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about a bunch of cards. We've got so much stuff to go over, tournament-wise, set-wise, hype, and even like premium Bandai. We got a lot of stuff, good stuff to go through. So let's just get into it. And hey, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of the fun. All right, well, start out here. We're looking at the Evolution Cup stuff. Like we did last week, it has definitely changed a lot here. I believe here, if we reload, it was actually a little bit different here. There we go. I had Canada instead of US on, which I got to watch out for because we always usually go by the US pricing. Because a lot of times you can get people in the Digimon market to just trade straight, TCG pricing without the stupid, conversion, which is kind of like a scum thing to do. But anyways, we have participation, basically $5. It's about right. It's where it needs to be. You have Cool Boys sitting around 18, so it's gone down quite a bit. Well, market price is still up there around 30, but it's come down significantly. So it probably will settle around 15, like we kind of said it would. Omni coming down a lot. There's 25 listings there. $34.99. Still up around $50, but I feel like this will settle between $20 and $30 too as well. It'll come down. It won't be that much because this card sees absolutely no play. These cards still see play and still will see play in future iterations. This card sees no play. So it just kind of where it is with that. We also got the regionals pricing. Regionals pricing's come down quite a bit here if you look at it. So you got, there's the listing price and then there's the market price. And the market price is always quite higher. Like this for $5 is a little bit ridiculous. But this for 10 to 15, that's not a bad one. Same with this, but it is quite low if you take it by the card price. So like, 5, 10, 8, that it all seems pretty in line where you could probably be barter kind of in between those two prices, and you're not going to be getting yourself a bad deal. Other than that should just be $1. But yeah, that is it for those regionals pricings. If we go on, we have our Ultimate Cup stuff. Shoutmon coming down. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. He's down around $30. Still, market prices are up around 47, so you can probably get this for 40, which is a lot better because that's the cost of an Ultimate Cup. So you're just not getting those 2 event packs. Unfortunately for us online players, we really got shafted on that front, but we got more hobby news coming up, some good news for the future. We also got X4 being still lower. Really, it's $30, but like 35 is the market, so you can probably easily get one for 30 or under. So definitely easier card to get than the Shoutmon. And then X7, of course, is winner card. It's pricey because it's so limited, and that's the thing is, if there was more copies of it, there would be a cheaper price, and maybe even cheaper than this. But no. We have our event pack stuff. So here, not the top stuff, but right here we have all our event pack cards. Again, really cheap here, under $5 for most of the cards. You have Rivals coming down almost 10 now, but 10 to 15. Pro Form's coming down again. It takes a while. Really, like the first one was like 50 or 60, and it finally came down to 30 by the end of Event Pack 7's lifetime. So now that was done again, it's starting to come down again below 30. We might see it around $20 eventually when there's enough copies on the market. Analog Youth, of course, being that way because of the box hopper from the last set, and of course, Shadramon finally, coming down here. It's below 50. It's below 40. It'll keep going down, so just keep waiting on that card. Might be around 30 by the time. I don't know if it'll go lower than 30. Depends what happens with the deck. If this deck still does good, it'll probably stay up. But if in the next kind of meta, in the BT22 and the EX9 meta, the deck goes away, you might see this drop even more. So just hold on, get your copies later. The Animation Series 25th Anniversary set from Premium Bandai is already out. It came out at the very end of the month. And so we got some pricing here for that. This stuff has already been on the market for, a week, 2 weeks now. But we're seeing, across the board, a lot of the tamers are pretty cheap, $10 or less. You got your standouts like Davis and Marcus, which are kind of a little bit more expensive ones. But you got ones like Tagiro that's like worth nothing. And of course, Future Potential, because it's never going to get played. And then most of the other tamers are between, $7 and $10. So you just got to kind of do the math. If this is this is $100 US, $130 Canadian. So you get 2 copies. So I mean that's decent still, and you get the cool mat and the sleeves. So it does actually carry some value, because if you think about this, that right there is $30, and you get 2 of them. So you get $60 out of those cards. So that's getting up there, and then you get another. Basically, there we go. So those cards get you $60 of your money, and then you get another. Basically $60 out of those 3 guys. So that's 120, 130 with the Tagiro, so that doesn't even count all these. So, and the mat and the sleeves. So you can make some money. So it's still worth right now it's still worth it buying the box. And if you can get it, I got one at $78 or $69. $70. I got one. So I made a killing on that one profit wise. In fact, I should just sell all of it and then just buy another one at $130. For that kind of money. But it's only if you can sell all the cards, right? Because some of the tamers are going to be harder to sell than others. So there's that. So still worth buying. Getting into our card prices here, we're looking at some old cards. We're seeing some, classic cards, seeing some price, bumps here. Most recent sale $10. Market price is still pretty low, but it's seeing a bit of a bump there. Not many copies on the market. When these old cards get really old and you can't get copies, it's when the price starts to go up. And easily you could see this card be a $20 card in no time. Once all the other ones, there's only 4 copies. There's only a play set, and that's up to $25. So you see these old classic EX1 cards start to like rise in price, and they kind of go nuts like that. Other thing that's kind of crazy is Liberator rookies. Liberator rookies have a tendency, especially when new supporters announced, to go crazy. I never thought I would own a playset of $50 Sangomons. That to me is a little bit nuts. This card was always cheap from the beginning. It was like $20 at pre-release or release, and then it was down to like $10 in no time. So very, very cheap. But yeah, you can see here it's just spiked right up, and most recent sales $34 with 1 listing. That's just hilarious. That's just crazy. So somebody buys that. This is a $50 Sangomon, but right now it's $35, which is I think higher than it was even at pre-release. But yeah, that's crazy. And we do got some new hype coming with BT22, new stuff for that deck, as well as, of course, it's Cyber Sleuth in 22 and 23. So they're expecting some good Mastimon stuff here. So we're seeing the hype on Mireille, $68. Most recent sale, $50. Gone up a bit here. You're seeing that, and that's just for the regular secret, of course. And then you have the 120. Most recent sale, $99 for the secret alt. Just crazy prices. And then you have Mastimon Ace. It's gone up quite a bit too. It's up at $40 market price, but the last sold was $54. So yeah, this card's only going up. The hype, and we haven't really even seen any indication we're getting Mastimon stuff yet. Like any indication. In fact, one of the secrets we got was like an Alphamon secret, but I'm not even seeing any Alphamon hype. build up for it yet. It was the Tamer. It was from the new set, so which is specifically for an Alphamon deck. So we'll have to see if we get some Alphamon hype. I could have checked Dorumon. I didn't check that guy. I checked Alphamons, but they weren't showing any love. But Tai Kamiya, again, we've had some tops with Adventure. Still doing good. We also got the hype about the Adventure deck in EX9. So we're still seeing this. It's kind of cooling off, though. You can kind of see here it's starting to level out. But still, most recent sale has it at 46. So really, this card is only poised to go up right now. So hopefully you got your copies while they were cheap. And, wait a little bit. I think you could probably maybe sell this for over $50. Very soon. Very soon. We got the Ty and Matt. Of course, we got, Omnimon, the Miraculous Miracle Knight stuff, like the DNA version, hyped up because of BT22, as well as, we got some cool stuff in EX9, more for the Alter S line, but still kind of for that, DNA fusion line variant. And you can kind of see here that this card's been had a bit of a spike. Now it's coming down a little bit, but still most recent sale, $44. And you only got one copy under that, and then you're over that. So this card's seeing a lot, seeing a lot of things. And I mean, like here, let's look at what else we got. Yeah, 37. It's been consistently been that way for a long time, but it's starting to go up. Digimon X-Antibody, just the regular rare, is like $2, which is hilarious. It's a rare. It's a $2 rare because it's so good in so many iterations of the deck. I wonder if this card's gonna get hit, honestly. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe the Growlmon gets hit. I don't know what happens with that deck, but it's just so good. All the X-Antibody lines just so good. So we'll have to wait and see. It would make sense if they hit the Growlmon because they hit the Garurumon in EX5. Just those X-Antibody cards are just so good. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's $2 rare. It's pretty funny. Analog Man, of course, you have your Event Pack 5. It's sitting around $18. You have the hype for Machine Dramon deck. It's only poised to go up because there's limited copies now, because Event Pack 5 was a while ago. Yeah, I mean, sales have actually come down a little bit. I don't know if it's because people aren't going to be playing this card, but depending, if people do play the card when EX9 comes out, you'll see probably a surge of buys. But I mean, it's got 3 copies, and that's over $20 again. So, and that's a lightly played too. So we don't talk about lightly played cards. Of course, we have his counterpart, Analog Youth. It's nice to see Analog Youth finally go down in price. Still $6 for the regular rare. Probably the most expensive rare in the game. And then we have, the alternate being between $45 to $60. Far cry from where it was, which was like $100 for the longest time. And of course, we have the event pack ones being at $10, $14 for the championship one. So we've seen this card come down quite a bit in price, which is really, really nice. So, yeah. More accessible for people, which is really good. We'll have to see what the new Analog Youth is going to be worth, because they love to make those expensive analog cards. Gaiamon's actually going down here. It's trending down. I mean, the hero deck has done well. I think the cards that are more important to the deck, I feel like, are like Globemon. This is just kind of like, if you get to your boss monster, you get to your boss monster, and stuff like that. So I feel like Gaiamon's just not as important, but you're seeing, most recent sale, $25, lots of copy, a fair bit of copies. Yeah, it doesn't really go over 30 until a mass buyout happens, but it's looks like it's trending down. Might get around down $20. Have to wait and see, but it just depends on what other link support we get. If we get other level 6s or other boss monsters that are good with the deck, this will probably go down. We also have Leviamon. Leviamon's always good to talk about because there's always like a purple deck topping that basically is like Lord Knight or Leviamon or Anubismon or something else, but it's all the same deck because it's the same like purple line, and then you just choose your top end, which usually means you choose Lord Knight or you choose something else or you choose Leviamon, but it usually always has Leviamon in it because Leviamon's just like the dog of the 7 Demon Lords, the doggo of the 7 Demon Lords, and he's just like, hey, you need to run this? Throw the dog in. So he's always doing good. We're seeing he's cooling off a little bit here. He had a bit of a spike here during all our tournaments where there's usually like at least like one top with like a Leviamon themed deck or like that said the purple engine themed deck. So you saw a bit of a spike and he's starting to cool off, but still, you always gotta watch this card because if it's something you want to pick up a deck that's good to take the tournament, you want to spend a lot of money. This is a good deck here. $17 for the alt right now. Most recent sale 16. When we look here, there's lots of copies before it goes up to 20. So you got time. I wouldn't say it's time to sell right now because if you get another tournament where you get a couple of these topping, you could potentially then see a market increase on them. But I think he's gonna stay around there for right now. Paladin mode, I wanted to talk about Imperial Dramon, but I thought, let's talk about Paladin mode because you're not seeing Paladin mode being played in lots of decks like that you used to. It's not getting played in what is it? It's not getting played in Galaxy like it used to. It's not getting played in Blue Green Imperial. It's funny because you still have Magidramon, which is a mill deck. So putting stuff from their trash in their deck is very good for you, although it doesn't mill as fast as other decks like Purple Hybrid or what was the other one that or decks like the Fenriluga, Takam, and Kizuchi. So it doesn't it's not like you stops you from net or decking yourself out. So I can see why it's not as good, and there's just so many good cards in the game right now and so little room that this just doesn't feel like a good enough card. And I feel like a lot of times the place you are seeing that price decrease. He was up around 60. Now he's below 40. And you got a bunch of copies here, so he's not going to go over 40 for a while. I could definitely see this coming down. I would try and sell if you don't want your stuff, I would sell it now before it drops anymore. But it's definitely coming down in price, and it's just becoming a less important card in the decks that would run it. Vikemon Ace, we're just talking about Vikemon Ace because there is the pre-release alternate that is going to be in BT22, and so it was like, okay, is this a card that is super expensive or hard to get? Not really. The reprint's kind of nice and cool, but it doesn't really affect the market as much because this card was already right. It hasn't been doing anything since May, since the last format change. You got most recent sale at $9. Market price is $12. You got a bunch of copies under 10. So it's really easy to get this nice alt. So I can only see it going down more once we get that new Vikemon reprint as the BT22 pre-release card. And the holographic one obviously will be more money, but that's also a reason I think the holographic one's not going to be worth that much because it's just kind of what this is just as nice and I can get it for $10. So I think that reprint holographic will probably be pretty cheap. And then lastly, before we go, we're going to talk about Versus Monsters. Versus Monsters coming out soon. We got about 2 weeks, I want to say. I don't know, maybe 1 week. Jeez, I think it's the 24th or Friday the 13th. So it's 26th. Okay, so 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks till the release because I think it's actually the 26th. I'm being a little bit not 100% on the ball there. So June 26th there. Digital Monster Day, $99 a box, US, of course. So it sucks for us in Canada. But it would be nice if it was $100 a box. Oh my gosh, I'd be so happy. I'll never complain about buying Digimon cards ever again. But it's going to go down. It's definitely going to go down quite a bit. You've already started to see a drop off from like 116 to 100. I think that this in no time, this will probably be about $60, 60, $65 a box. But, that's just a prediction. You guys let me know what you guys think. Are you excited for versus Monsters? What do you think about all this hype here? What do you think about this tournament card prices? Is it getting to the time where, okay, it's time to start looking to pick up those tournament cards that we really, really want? Or we're going to wait a little bit longer, wait for the rest of June, maybe to middle of July, and then start picking up those cards? But looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. As always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.